Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL India Premiership 2018 summer season, brought to you by the lovely peeps at HyperX and Intel, and of course, all of this hullabaloo being made possible by the immense support given to us by none other than Omen by HP, and of course, our amazing peeps at the ESL and Northern Gaming Houses. Salutes. Now moving on, after the catastrophic Counter-Strike Global Offensive match between Vagband and Wargaming, which went indeed in Wargaming's favor, considering one of the players from Vagband decided to be AWOL. Now we're heading off to the 5v5 map of thinkers, as I like to call it, because I believe Dota 2 is a game which requires, it's like chess for me. It's like a 3-lane chess. It happens live and you don't know what the hell is going to happen on the other side. It's just that after upon a time, you just get to know the other team and you know how they're going to play. So it's just a matter of heroes.
Definitely.
Yeah. So moving on, I'd like to also again introduce my lovely analyst.
Thank you.
Like I said, magic materializes into Angela. Even the names begin with A. So Angela, at your window. Dota 2, your game. Tell me more.
Okay, so today's game is going to be Akatsuki versus our boys from Pune, Reckoning Infinity. So let's just quickly see more about them and then we could head on to the draft. The boys are waiting. We've been delayed with DOTA for about half an hour.
All right, let's do that. Let's see the teams one by one then. Well, that's the team from Nepal there, Team Akatsuki. In fact, I had the chance to meet them last year when the ESL India Premiership was happening, and I did not see Dreamy in the lineup. Dreamy, I think, I suspect him to be a new person in the lineup. Considering the fact that I've traveled to their country.
Yes.
Beautiful country. I never realized that there would be, I'm talking about 2012.
Yeah.
That I never realized there would be like influx of Dota people in a country like Nepal. They're like so calm. They're calm people. They don't want anything to do with like mind-numbing things. Okay, they don't want anything to do with like they just chill. They do their work, and then they're happy people.
Like I'd spoken to Sagar Madhwa, the captain of the team, and he always says that there are few players who are very consistent, but he's got to keep changing and upgrading his roster because they don't really have that many gamers. So he tries to really keep testing new players and seeing how far the team can come. This team, of course, in 2017 performed really well. They took part in all 3 seasons and they even came in 3rd in the fall season. So they have the experience to come into season 3 of the ESL India Premiership Masters League, and that's why they've been invited to play the Masters League.
Indeed. So let's quickly head off into Team 2's introduction, which is none other than Reckoning Infinity. Well, that's Team Reckoning Infinity for you guys. The team from Pune. Now, I'm making it very clear, I will have a very, very major soft corner for this team because I spent
close to Bombay?
No, I studied in Pune. So I learnt my Marathi in Pune, and trust me, if you learn Marathi in Pune, nobody else can question your Marathi. I learnt it from the Autowalas, and Marathi in Pune is like more, so Pune is like the god of the Marathas. So the Marathi in Pune is very different than the Marathi you speak in Bombay. It's more, how would I say, expansive in its, how would I say, expression. And expressive capabilities. Well, that's Pune for you, and my soft corner for the team hence goes there.
So are you going to be giving them the upper hand?
Benefit of doubt? I do not know, because knowing the fact that they're from Pune, I know exactly that I'm presuming some of them are from college. And considering my college has been in Pune, maybe you guys should do less of a little bit of Loni, if you know what I mean, or a little bit of Manjari, or a little bit of, how would I say, Sancheti. If the Pune people would definitely know these 3 names, I'm not supposed to say them out loud.
I kind of feel that these two teams, like you mentioned, you have a soft corner for Pune, but about that, I do feel that these two teams are very close-knitted because in the winter season, they did come third. Like the fall season, the Akatsuki came third. So I think it's a very even matchup coming in from both these teams, and it'll all come down to how their draft goes.
Indeed. Like I said, Dota predominantly is like a game of chess, live chess, three lanes. What matters more is how you utilize your present character. For that point of matter, like I'd like to draw your attention to the screen here. We have the draft happening, both teams deciding who to play, who to ban. And I see already 3 bans have already happened. NP and Dark Willow have been banned by Akatsuki, whereas Abaddon has been banned by Reckoning. They have one more ban. They're waiting. They're waiting, understanding how. And there we see an Omni Knight getting banned.
The Omni Knight getting a good ban here because in this particular patch he's become very strong. He features very well with the OD if he's sent mid. Dark Willow being a premium pickup because he's recently been added to the captain's mode.
Yeah.
So a lot of people been picking the Dark Willow. Better to ban it out than play against it.
Yeah, because you never know how the Dark Willow might turn out to be in late game. Because as you can see, another ban from Akatsuki for Puck, the fairy, not. He's like a dragon fairy.
Fairy dragon? That's
like he's like a fairy, but he's a dragon. So there's a lot of identity crisis there. So now we have the first pick coming in from Akatsuki.
They're going to think about this one for quite a while because knowing Akatsuki as a team, they always like to play together. They would opt to go for Witch Doctor, being a very big pickup even in the international scenes as of now. Expected.
Indeed.
We could see them even go off with a Tusker as their secondary support. I think Reckoning Infinity follow the similar concept to Akatsuki. They like to play those 5v5 fights. They don't really budge too much in their lanes. They see to it that their carry gets a basic farm. There'll be a lot of roaming coming in there with that Night Stalker. Mostly going to be a 4th role. And I'm thinking of their supports. What do you think, Vagish?
Well, firstly, I'd like to point out that Reckoning has banned Razor.
Yeah.
Personally, I really like Razor because the talent tree of Razor is pretty interesting. How much is it? It's minus 0.1 second of your ultimate strike.
Yeah.
And then after a point of time, another talent is like your ultimate can hurt the towers and buildings.
True.
The problem is if you allow a Razor with such a talent tree survive in game for long without any particular harassment. I have been in games where all I have just done is ultimate, go in. And I see everybody running away.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh my god,
he's
electricity.
Dangerous.
And as we can see, a second pick has already happened, Gyrocopter. Now, a Balanar and Gyrocopter is a very good combo.
Definitely.
I'll tell you why. According to me, the stun missile from Gyro is a long chase stun. Unless and until you demolish that missile. Now imagine, now think of this situation, Zera. How about a stun happens in the night?
Yeah.
You're dead meat waiting to happen. Because the Balanar's night skills, the way he can fly over obstacles.
His movement speed is pretty intense.
Attack speed. The stun, the more time the person spends getting stunned or being stunned, Balanar has an equal amount of opportunity to eradicate that guy from the map. So that's a good way of thinking about it. I really like it. In fact, if you realize in hindsight, I'd like to know your opinion also because according to me, this combination is absolutely beautiful. I
think, yes, that combination, as I say, is very good. More of a reason they picked up the Night Stalker, I would assume, is for the vision. Because the more vision the Night Stalker has, the lesser vision your opponents have. So even if you take things like wards coming out on the map, I see Akatsuki is going to struggle with that night time. And even during the day, it's not going to be really clear for them. While Reckoning will have that higher opportunity to go through. And taking him on the 4th role, he's just going to be roaming all around. So Akatsuki got to be very careful during the night time.
Indeed. And Akatsuki have gone ahead and made another pick in their favor. Sand King.
Yes.
The Drill King, as we like to call him. I like the fact that this guy's talent tree makes his, I forgot the name of the move, the one where, Burrow Strike. Burrow Strike. Oh yes, I forgot. What is wrong with you? How am I forgetting them moves?
Dota in a while,
I haven't played Dota, I think, like a month or two. Slightly more, I think. But Sand King also, I think with the advent of the entire talent tree system, I think it's pretty good. Now we see a lot of other bans also happening, as we can see a Juggy and Underlord getting banned by Reckoning, whereas Akatsuki have gone ahead and banned Bane.
Bane being a very prominent support as of now, but I wouldn't think that Reckoning would go for a Bane pickup. They would think a little while before taking this pick. They could mostly pick up their offlaner now and keep their carry for the last pick for Akatsuki. Akatsuki banning out the Rubik for now. They're really worried about Reckoning Infinity support, but it's going to be Tiny in the offlane mostly coming in there for Reckoning Infinity. A good pickup. He's got a lot of massive impact very early in the game with that Shadow Blade.
Now, this is where things get interesting, Zara, because as you can see, a Gyro, a Balanar, and then a Tiny.
Yes.
Do you see the amount of damage Reckoning has already accumulated with 3 heroes? Now, if you realize with Akatsuki, they are like Buddhists. They have taken the middle path. Lifestealer. No, I'm being very honest. I'm being very honest. Look at it. Look at it.
Yes.
Think of a combo. Think of the Death Ward.
Yeah.
Happened. Think of the situation. Death Ward happens. Suddenly Blink.
Yeah.
Cataclysm by SK, and there within that Cataclysm you have a Lifestealer coming out from Sand King, and voila. Oh, but wait, what if they turn out to be damn mean people and they get Lifestealer to have like an Aghanim? So it's like Inception. It's like Sand King has Lifestealer, but Lifestealer has another person. It's like the entire team is there.
True.
Like I've seen games happen like that, and it's disgusting to see the gore and the bloodshed after that. In fact, Winterwind has also been picked up by Reckoning Infinity as good support. I like this. I like Reckoning's pick here.
I love that because his ultimate is going to make sure that somebody's going to get chunked down by that Lifestealer in Akatsuki, because as soon as he's going to use that, even if it's on the Gyro, he's just going to ulti, and one of them, either the Witch Doctor or the Sand King, is going to take a hard bashing from the Lifestealer.
Indeed.
And that's a very beautiful move coming in there from Reckoning Infinity. They have thought this one through. They're looking to pick up their mid now. There could be a lot of heroes they could choose from. The Templar Assassin could be a good optimal choice for them in the mid. The OD could fit in well for them. I just a little worried about Reckoning's total lockdown value, because if they do let the Witch Doctor and Sand King do their combo, it could be a little risky for them.
True, but I believe Akatsuki could actually favor a lot if they get a hero like a Storm Spirit here in this case. Because I believe an SS can enable them point A, according to me, is fast movement across the map, given the invent build is predominantly well timed. They have good mid control. A Storm Spirit well-fed mid solo farming is a great opportunity for the others to also develop.
True.
And in this instance, when you have a Silencer like they have picked it, that is even more bad for Team Reckoning, because Silencer's got, how about a Silencer with a Dragon Pike? Dragon Lance?
I mean, even if you remove all of that from the picture and just keep him as a plain support, the risk that Reckoning have entering a fight is if he globals, you're down for 6 seconds and cannot do anything.
Yeah, but then again, you don't need the Silencer as a support. You need the Silencer as an initiate in this case. The support would be still the Witch Doctor. The Silencer with a Hurricane Pike, a Sanjin Yasha, probably add like crits to it or a Deso.
Yeah.
You're done. You're done. A Hurricane Pike and then the crits adding up left, right, center. If that guy gets a Daedalus in game midway, Reckoning Infinity are going to literally have a very bad Reckoning situation.
That's
very bad.
If they are going for a mid Silencer, I'm hoping to see them, like you mentioned, the Storm Spirit going mid. That would feature very well for them because they do have the Lifestealer, a good combo coming in from their side. Reckoning, still thinking about this one.
They've banned Tinker.
I don't think Akatsuki would go for that. It's not one of their tier 1 picks in most of their 2017 games, but it could be a change in the scenario completely. Could work for them.
I think Akatsuki.
The Shadow Fiend gets banned out there for
I was about to say
Akatsuki.
Akatsuki should ban something like a counter to a good mid hero, like a Shadow Fiend who can also roam, and there they have banned Shadow Fiend. I see that and I feel very happy.
It's a death prophet, man.
Banshee!
I love this draft coming in from Akatsuki. I mean, they have, like you mentioned,
Varied
somebody
interests.
to tank. I wouldn't really opt for the silencer going first because he is pretty squishy. And now if they kill him off real quick, he's really useless because there's no global coming out from him. There's no pike coming out from him. Death Prophet, they can easily take down towers. If Reckoning Infinity try to take the fight on, we have the global silence available. We have the big pop coming in from the Sand King Blink and the Lifestealer and the Witch Doctor ulti to complete their combo. Akatsuki looking... They're picked up their heroes.
They're sorted.
They have
to
thought
about their team.
Yes, very comfortable picks for them. Reckoning going a little bit with the meta in my favor. I mean, this is a risk they are taking away here. It's all about whether they can work this execution completely in their favor. And a lot of thinking going into this one. It is a Death Prophet. Very few heroes actually can go up against him in the mid lane unless they choose to put the gyro mid and send the tiny in.
No, I think they're going to make the mid pick now.
It
now would be a good time to make a mid pick.
A Templar Assassin or an OD, they could go for both. It's not being banned.
They've been banned from using Shadow Fiend altogether. So I believe. Okay then.
It's a like it.
This escalates way too quickly.
So it's a gyro mid. It's a gyro mid with a tiny offlane, like in support with Lifestealer and Winter. So they don't really want to play the game of having to take Akatsuki 5v5. They're kind of looking to just split push this. So even if Akatsuki managed to take down one side, Reckoning Infinity have the choice of taking it twice.
Yes. So
there's even trade.
It's evenly traded between both the teams in terms of the damage getting meted out and how the power play is going to be in the game.
True.
Because now now I'm imagining a situation if Silencer has been put in mid. Let's say they go with the Silencer mid. Gyro is going to be still predominantly having a tough time there.
Yeah.
Now, unless and until they decide they get Banshee up mid, Banshee is going to be sure.
Banshee will be painful to any hero.
I'll be very honest. I have my reservations against Banshee.
Okay.
Solely on the fact of her ultimate. That Exorcism ultimate is the most useless ultimate, I believe.
It takes down towers, and that's the motive of the game.
Sure. If you see again, if your gameplay is about tower pushing, I agree.
It's the whole game. I mean, if you take down Tier 3 Alliance, they played that draft. They didn't really go into team fights. They took down buildings.
Like I said, if that's a strat, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But then again, the amount of damage okay, just because it takes towers down should not be the only reason why you should take Banshee. You should take... What if somebody harasses Banshee to the point that, okay, she's the least to be concerned with player or character in the entire game. You have to think of the con also when you think about the pro of a Banshee. Even if Banshee becomes invisible, you know exactly where she is.
No, but it's also that it's not only her ultimate. She has a silence. She can take you down if you don't take her down. And her ultimate in the end kind of brings back all her HP that she's lost.
But by the time the HP gets back to us, anybody like a Dragon Knight can easily decapitate Banshee.
That's true.
Let's be very honest about it. Banshee is cool as long as she takes down towers. Beyond that, there's not enough use for her. According to me, maybe you can differ, Angie. I'm leaving that
I would just say that it's all according to how the teams put in their draft and what their basic strengths are in the game, what they believe will work out really good for them. But if you have to put your bets, who would you bet on for this game?
I'm totally in to see Team Reckoning win.
All right.
Forgetting the fact for a second that they are from Pune.
Yes. You like their draft better?
I'm interested in their draft. I see a lot of permutations in which this can work in their favor. For example, I'll say Akatsuki has a tried and tested meta in their kitty.
True.
But when you look at a team like Reckoning, who have a Balana, who have a Gyro, who have a Tiny, who have a Lycan, and then who have a Winter, think about it. The amount of harassment coming in from Winter alone cannot be negated. You have a Banshee, you have, who else do they have? They have a Banshee, they have a Witch Doctor, they have a Sand King, then they have a Lifestealer. Lifestealer is literally doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Winter pops up, you're already one man down. With the kind of a well-fed Lifestealer, and probably I'm hoping they put a Skull Basher in place, that Lifestealer is going to take one person off his team.
Yeah.
Winter's ultimate gone. Let's say Winter tries and gets a refresher orb. Another person down.
Well, I would leave that one for our casters to analyze on at this given
Well,
point
well,
of time.
well. It's not just up to them.
Because
We
it's,
also.
I feel that it's every team comes in with a certain strategy, and when Akatsuki will play this, if they play to their strengths as a 5v5 fight, they've got a very good chance of
Like,
taking it.
as a team, I think Akatsuki is predominantly in the spot they're supposed to be in.
Yes.
They're pretty sorted, but again,
And
when you
Reckoning
talk about a
has his own
split
thing.
push coming against team fight, a
Yeah.
split push always has
Beats
an
his-
unfair advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
They will always
I gotta
have the
agree
upper
with that.
hand.
I mean, the Lycan pickup at the end of the day is brilliant, and I'm hoping to see Reckoning Infinity throughout that draft very well into the game and see them win too. But since 2017 has been all about Akatsuki, I'm going to favor you for now and tell you that maybe you guys will take this one. Best of luck to both the teams.
Yeah, may the best team win. And right now, let's head on into the game, which is going to be casted by none other than two amazing peeps. One of them I know personally, Vivek Venkatramana. I just like calling him Venkatramana. And then there's another guy who's joined us. I have never met him before or spoken to him, but he goes by the name Floki. Buddy, if you're Floki, then I'm Ragnar Lothbrok. Let's see this game to the end then.
Okay, folks, welcome back to day 2 of the ESL India Premiership. You're watching phase 1 of the summer season. My name is Vivek. With me is Floki. We've got Akatsuki from Nepal facing off versus a very new and rather interesting Reckoning Infinity. Can the experience and all that dedication that Akatsuki have put in, they've been coming to the ESL India Premiership since the past 2 years. Can they trump over the raw skill that Reckoning Infinity have?
Yeah, and speaking of raw skill, Moon is on the leaderboards, and I think 2-3 players from the side of Reckoning Infinity are from the leaderboards. So this is not going to be an easy takeaway for Akatsuki. Their lineup, though, it indicates that they are disciplined, they know what to do, they have picked up the Death Prophet, the Silencer, and Lifestealer as the core. Silencer, rather unconventional, you don't see that very often.
Oh, yeah.
Although it's sort of decent, I guess, against... I guess it's sort of decent against the Winter Wyvern, maybe, because you can't use your Cold Embrace and stuff, but we'll just have to see.
Wait. It's not good versus the Winter Wyvern. The Winter Wyvern is good versus the Life Stealer. What are you saying, Floki?
No, I'm saying a Silencer. Did I
Oh, the
not say?
Silencer. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yes.
I thought you were talking about the Life Stealer. My bad.
No.
My bad.
Oh,
But
look at
yeah,
this level one
interesting
smoke.
draft. And I wanted to point out a couple of things. I'm going to actually jump over to the Radiant Ancient camp where see yourself standing all by himself on the high ground, gets spotted out, the toss is there. You got the rocket barrage coming in from Moon. The question is, are they going to dive deep? They've got the void, they'll get the kill. Reckoning Infinity, debut with the ESL India Premiership and draw first blood before the bounty runes even spawn.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that the Witch Doctor didn't actually start moving as soon as he saw them. Looks like he was AFK
Yeah.
for the moment.
I think so, exactly. But there were it was a really interesting draft actually. If you did take a look at it, so Akatsuki kind of I don't know gave an indication that they were considering the Lifestealer because this is a very team fight mid game oriented lineup. I'd like to believe. And in that kind of a team fight heavy meta, the Lifestealer trumps hard primarily because of rage and how good it is versus stuns. And usually teams pick up the Bane just so that other teams do not consider the Lifestealer.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Hold hot
Akatsuki did
moment
ban
there.
out the Bane in the second phase.
Yeah, so Akatsuki just got away by picking up 4 bounty runes. That first blood was like it didn't do anything for Team Reckoning now. In the mid lane, the matchup is sort of even because you have Death Prophet versus Gyrocopter. Both of these heroes are sort of even. I mean, they both offer kill potential on each other, and with the rotation, we can certainly see something happening.
Yeah.
Top lane, though, this is the lane that we need to look out for. We have an aggressive tri-lane against the Tiny, who's gonna be alone and absorbing most of the pressure. So that's a win for Reckoning Infinity right there, because that means that the Lycan gets to farm, he's not gonna get pressured early on, and that's gonna allow him to get that early Necronomicon, which will enable Reckoning Infinity to just group up, push, and take towers. That's what their lineup is meant to do.
It's an aggressive tri lane from both sides actually. I mean, Reckoning Infinity are running one of their own down bottom. The question is who gets more against this aggressive tri lane, the Tiny or the Sand King. For now, up top, Akatsuki, they're positioning really aggressively for the scale onto the Tiny here. They haven't said as to where he is, but they aren't going to find him. Also, the Winter Wyvern pick that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Reckoning Infinity, usually Winter Wyvern is one of the better heroes versus the Lycan, simply because you drop the Winter's Curse and Lycan and all his summons and Necronomicons are all pounding away on the Lycan itself. So they did cover their base with that Winter
Oh, that's
Wyvern
up
pick.
top lane.
Yeah,
Time.
up top, Kark.
Drop.
Yeah, he's got the Arcane Curse. Madara's gonna get that kill.
Yeah.
Huh,
Good stuff
Akatsuki.
for Akatsuki.
Yeah, they're off to a slightly better start, like you mentioned. They got all those
And-
bounty runes.
Yep,
Sand King
so-
is finding some farm.
We were talking about that Winter Wyvern pick, and I think that's a good play by Reckoning Infinity. There's sort of a deny pick. They don't let the Akatsuki get the hands on the Winter Wyvern, which within a single
Absolutely.
ulti can actually just completely destroy Lycan. His own
Mhm.
units dealing crit damage to him. I mean, that's betrayal if I know it. Imagine your dog
Exactly.
just starts biting you and rips you to shreds. That's what
Mhm.
it feels like when a Winter Wyvern
It's
goes to this
not. It's not an absolute counter in the sense that you can just send
Yep.
your units elsewhere and send the hero
unit.
somewhere
Hold that thought.
else.
Mid lane.
Yeah, mid lane.
Dive.
Dead Prophet. She could turn actually. She's got the Spirit Siphon and with the Crypt Storm, she might actually find the kill. See yourself is there with the cast. And Akatsuki reacting perfectly here.
Yeah, that was a little bit too ambitious there by Moon. As soon as Dreamy started going back towards the tower, that was the call to go away, but Night Stalk a bit eager to get the kill with the Invis rune, overextend, and they pay the price.
You
It's
you
really-
play a lot of the mid lane, and I wanted to ask you, do you think Gyrocopter can mid versus most conventional mid laners? I think-
Actually, he can, in fact,
Okay.
right? Because there are different skill builds on this hero. So, one is that carry sort of build where you max Rocket Barrage followed by Flag Cannon. The other one is the one where you start maxing Missile first. And you can look
Right.
at that, like every single time Dreamy tries to kill the Missile, he's not going to be able to do so because it takes 3 hits and his attack speed is quite low. So if you have some hero who has a good Missile speed or good attack animation like the Shadow Fiend, you're going to be able to take the Missile down. But if you don't, you're actually going to end up eating the Missile all the time. And what
Okay.
some players like to do, I've seen no one do this, they'll often put more points into the homing missile, and as a result, it'll zone the enemy mid laner out in case they're not
Right.
careful and don't bring enough regen towards the lane.
Yeah. But I somewhat feel that it's not a lane that you always win. It's a lane you win if the enemy mid laner is weak in skill or they've drafted something equally ridiculous. The interesting thing is that there is skill potential with the Tiny and that maxed out homing missile. Drop the homing missile, have the
Oh.
Tiny toss someone back. I'm going to cut across to the mid lane, but
Yeah,
This
it's
Death
not gonna
Prophet-
get the kill.
yeah, won't be going down anytime soon. It is night time, and I mean every Night Stalker 4 minutes into the game, the pressure starts to mount on them. They've got to start making plays. But in fact, I just don't mind Reckoning Infinity slowing this game down, waiting for that Lycan to pick up the helm, which he's building into the helm,
Yeah,
and there's no pressure for them to force objectives just yet.
true. Indeed. I think the onus is going to be on Akatsuki to sort of respond to these team fights. They don't
Yep.
really have to be the aggressors. As long as they can hold their own up until the late game, they will be fine. I mean, you have the Lifestealer, you have Silencer, you have Death Prophets, all
Wait,
these...
who the hell said it's a carry silencer?
No, I thought it was a mid Silencer for a second there, but they put the
What
Sand King
the
in the
hell?
off lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
confused there. I mean, I was like, wait, Silencer? I mean, it doesn't
But they
make any
are
sense.
trying to bring down the Lycan bottom. This is how the
Oh,
Splinter
Witch
Blast
Doctor.
bounces around. They've got the Void, they've got the damage. Lycan picks up his first kill of the game. 369 has the Sandstorm to keep him healthy for a little while. But they lose
Yeah.
a Witch Doctor.
And forcing that Witch Doctor bottom is going to mean that the Tiny gets some space up so he can actually farm against Madara on his Lifestealer. He's still level 4 at the moment, but with these supports gone, he should be able to get a few levels and stay relevant into the game.
Yep.
This is crucial for Tiny because if Tiny has a bad laning phase, that hero almost has no way back into the game because you don't have farm. I mean, you don't really farm the fastest, and unless you put lots of points into Avalanche and Toss, you're not going to be having that burst damage you need in order to come back
Right.
into the game. We can already see Kark putting more points into the toss over the Avalanche, so he wants to be able to farm and sort of recover from the bad laning phase that he has had.
Mhm.
And once this Tiny has Blink Dagger, all the supports on the side of Akatsuki need to be
Oh, yeah.
aware. Silencer, the Witch Doctor, hell, even the Death Prophet. I mean, if Tiny jumps in along with Gyrocopter, that death profit is gonna be falling unless she
Right.
splits.
He needs to ideally start getting that early blink
Yeah.
tag. He's gonna bump into Witch Doctor, and Witch Doctor's gotta be careful. Like I knew this was gonna happen, and see yourself ends up falling.
Yep.
Probably
I
shouldn't
mean,
have stuck
that's
that close to the Tiny.
yeah. I'm a little surprised that Dreamy didn't sort of go aggressive onto Moon over there. What he could have done was, even though he tossed him back, they can try to kill Moon with the Maledict and the paralyzing cast, but that's okay.
Right.
The Death Prophet still isn't dying. It's just your Witch Doctor. You're okay with that, and you just want to make sure you get levels and farm on these two core heroes.
Yep.
They're the ones gonna be making all the space. Death Prophet and Lifestealer. They're the ones who need to fight and sort of.
I'm also a bit worried about Akatsuki's support too, in the sense that I'm going to get back to that later. Itachi Uchiha needs to be careful. He's being dived under his own tier 1 tower. Riba summons the bulls, wants to chase. Itachi Uchiha has nowhere to run. The Hellbat Smasher will clap, and that's the silencer down. 369 still looking to fight. Has the Sandstorm, but it's unlikely he finds a kill. The Lycan, just so much regen, and even 12 magic 1 charges. 1B going down anytime soon. Down at mid though. Ashente drops the Trip Storm, but he's possibly dived a bit too deep. He does have the Spirit Siphon, but the damage on the call down just too much. And Moon gets himself a kill.
I'm a little surprised that Prophet went for that dive. She needed Exorcism to go for that. You can't really just Spirit Siphon onto a Gyrocopter and hope to kill him using your Crypt
He
Swarm.
kind of missed that Crypt Swarm. I don't know, maybe if it connected, that could have had a different outcome.
That could explain it, yes indeed, but it's not a good idea to dive a Gyrocopter. DPs are gonna come in and you're gonna end up losing 2 heroes if you don't quickly kill the Gyrocopter. It needs to be clean, needs to be swift.
Yep.
Needs to be an execution.
Gonna toggle over to individual net worth, and hopefully production is keeping up as well. Up top, Madara. Man fighting Kark here. Now Kark does have the Soul Ring, so he's gonna get a little bit of mana if he needs it. Madara will pop the Rage. Now he's being chased by the Lycan, but he's got the Infest, looks to turn onto the Lycan. Itachi Uchiha dropping low, the cast is there, but it's not enough. Riha will just run them down. He's still got the Wolves, doesn't care a damn about the Maledict. He's gonna run down, see yourself. And this Witch Doctor somehow ends up surviving. Madara is here, he's got the open wounds, he's turned onto the Lycan, who's diving this Witch Doctor. Even then, pops the wand, has a bunch of charges, but will end up falling. The Battle Strike did come through. The Saturn Tormentor though, with the blast, nets Lycan that kill that he was hunting for. But that's a killing spree taken away. And all of that for just a Witch Doctor. I'm not really sure that was worth it.
Yeah, that was a bit too ambitious there by the Lycan, diving the Witch Doctor that deep. He had his Night Stalker by his side, but it's not night time yet and he doesn't have darkness, so you can't really go for that dive. Also, another problem with how they went is that Tiny missed his Avalanche. If he landed his Avalanche, that would have been different because Lifesteal wouldn't have been able to chase Lycan all the way as he was able to. But this means that Lycan is going to get set back a little bit behind. This is good for Akatsuki.
They're going to try and bring down Kark up top. They've got the Cask and the Maledict, but nothing to cancel the TP. Tiny is just going to TP out.
Yep. I think there's also some pressure on the Sand King to sort of find that early blink because he is going to be the primary fighting force, the taxi service for the Lifestealer, really to go into these fights. Because, I mean, apart from that, you do have the Death Prophet, but the Death Prophet doesn't want to be in the middle of 2-3 heroes. Ideally, you want to be in the Sand King, you hit a Battle Strike Epicenter onto the Lycan, and you just pop out and devour him before he can convert it to a puppy and run away. Also, the one thing that Akatsuki have to watch out for is to make sure that the cores don't die. The Sand King, he hasn't died a single time, has done a good job, but he hasn't managed to find the most impressive amounts of farm either. Has the Tranquils, has the wand, 1k gold as well, but he really needs to up his game at the moment and sort of find that early blink so they can make sure that when the push comes in, they'll be ready.
Right. He is doing a lot better than the Tiny though.
Yeah. I agree. The Tiny is... I mean, he has a Soul Ring, so he should be able to recover now with the extra levels in toss and the tree throw. But it's going to be a long road to recovery for that guy because he doesn't really farm very fast when you have lots of points in the toss. It's now an 11-second cooldown. It got nerfed from 7 seconds, I believe. Or was it 8 seconds? I think it was 8 seconds. So you can't really spam that.
Yeah. For those of the newer viewers to the ESL India Premiership, Akatsuki is a team from Nepal, and I mean, there were two teams from Nepal. They merged. The players merged. They got a boot camp. Things started getting serious, and I've been following this team. I'm a bigger supporter of the underdogs over the known teams and the renowned brands. And what I like about Akatsuki is that even though they might not have the highest individual skill, they play phenomenally well as a team.
Yeah.
They were the only team last year in the winter edition of the ESL in their Premiership to take a laner barracks against Signify. They gave Signify a fight. Even
Yeah.
ROG Titans with all those high MMR players in that lineup couldn't do much. It was these guys. And that ultimately boils down to the fact that Dota is a game where to some extent decision making as a team
5v5.
will get
Yeah.
you further ahead rather than just individual skill.
Yep. But
look
speaking
at
of
this, down
individual
bottom.
skill,
Yeah.
individual skill, if it does anything for you, it nets you a 5-minute Helm of the Dominator and gives you a siege creep to work with.
Exactly.
That was gonna be falling.
But they're gonna trade, so Akatsuki is still finding the trade. They found the tier 1 tower up top.
Yeah.
3-8
They,
is the score.
they need to wait for this Death Prophet to find her exorcism. When she has her exorcism, they can start fighting. But it has to be when Lycan ulti is a cooldown. So ideally, you show some hero in the lane, preferably the Sand King. Played it. He goes in, loses
Right.
his shapeshift. You guys use exorcism and sort of take the fight from there on. You don't really want to be fighting when Lycan ulti is up because you don't have the best catch for that. Another thing that they can hope to do is that when Silencer hits a 6, you go around the map with the Sand King and the Lifestealer and try to score a kill on the Lycan.
Okay.
Dreamy, just find the Observer ward there. That's crucial. Extra 100 gold going in his pockets. Let's talk a bit about his item build here. So he decided to go for the power treads here over the traditional phase boost. So this is crucial because that's going to give him more HP to survive against the insane perks
Hold on.
available.
They've found the Winter Wyvern. They've held him in place with the Barrow Strike. Shapeshift being committed. They've got the Arcane Curse. Split Siphon is there with the Crypt Storm. They'll find the kill. The Called Out doing a fair amount of work under Dreamy, who's trying to stay alive with the Split Siphon, but he's going to fall. The damage just too much from the Lycan and the Gyrocopter, and they'll chase some more. They've got Detection. 369 tagged by the homing missile. Will end up falling. The earn charge upon him. The Wolf will get himself a double kill.
Yep. And it all started on the back of finding Winter Wyvern. They felt that they could get the kill, but they didn't come at Epicenter, no Exorcism. I mean, where's the damage going to come in if you don't use your ultimates? So I think that's one thing that they could have done
another
better.
thing that I was kind of scratching my head about in this draft, I'm going to get back to that a little later because Itachi Uchiha, woefully out of position, tagged by the homing missile, will end up falling. Moon on a mega kill streak. But yeah, who farms here? Because the Silencer isn't farming, the Witch Doctor isn't farming. You want one of your supports to find some farm because they do need these utility items. They do need Glimmer Capes and whatnot. I mean, there's literally no utility item you can build to stay alive versus a Lycan.
Bottom
Because
lane,
what
Madara.
are we looking at bottom? Okay, Madara's not even joining his team.
Yeah, he's just trying to find his Desolator and Armlet before he fights, and that's somewhat questionable. I do understand the sentiment of him wanting to farm because, well, he's really the only co who can do so safely.
Yeah.
But he really needs to go around with his Sand King, smoke up. I mean, he has a Blink Dagger now, so now's the timing that you want to find a pickup on the Lycan or the or the Gyrocopter. A kill on either of these heroes would be great, preferably the Lycan, because then you're also able to sort of, I mean, delay the push. Gyrocopter isn't exactly the best at doing that, but looks like they're gonna group up to do that. They have gathered around in the mid lane. Smoke is on the courier, I believe. Yep, it's coming. And Lycan should be making his debut soon with the Armlet. I'm a little surprised that Madara's Armlet is a little late. I do expect it to get him a little early, but it's probably because he went for all those early game items like the Wand, the Blightstone, the Basilius.
I'm not sure why the Basilius. I mean, did he need armor in the lane versus Tiny?
I think he wanted to sort of push the lane. He anticipated that. Oh no, this is... Yeah, they're gonna get baited by the Gyrocopter illusion, so...
And they're gonna try and bring down Dreamy down bottom. They got the Crippling Fear, the Arctic Burn is there. Homing missile for good measure. And Reha picks himself up another kill.
I mean, I'm a little surprised that the Death Prophet is away from a team. They really need to be sticking as a unit
Yeah.
and sort of
And
fighting
and
in the
look at
lineup
this,
of
Reckoning
Reckoning
Infinity
Infinity.
recognize the fact that Akatsuki are missing the Death Prophet, and immediately they look to fight mid. Now, Dreamy does have the buyback if need be, but they've committed the call down. They're going to try and burst down this Lifestealer. The toss does provide control, and Moon, he's got them freaking unstoppable. What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, they're just sort of feeding the Gyrocopter at this moment. They need to try and make sure that they don't give up these crucial kills. Looks like Akatsuki did pick the heroes they wanted to play with, but they're not able to have that discipline to 5-man and find a co-hero and convert that into an
Yep.
objective. That's really what their lineup is meant to do. That's where your strength lies. You have a Death Prophet who's good at taking towers, you have a Lifestealer, a Sand King, and a Silencer. These
Oh,
co-heroes
look
are
at
really
this.
good at taking
Reckoning
fights.
Infinity just diving the tier 2. Kark has gone in. He's tossed Dreamy out of position. Dreamy not committing the exorcism, but as the Split Siphon, they'll get the Burst Strike. They'll bring down the Tiny. The Winter's Curse committed only controls 369. It's a Death Prophet for the Tiny so far, but look at this. A Lycan giving chase. Once the Silencer will find him with the Necronomicon, while elsewhere Madara in no man's land tries to hold up here. The Burst Strike is there, but the Cold Embrace keeps Lycan alive. Moon low on mana, low on HP, just running forward, has one last instance of the Rocket Barrage and finds himself a Sand Cake kill while Lifestealer infests into the Dire Creeper, Reckoning Infinity. They've done what they've come here for. They've found kills on course. They're finding the tier 2 tower.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised
And-
that they took the fight so scrappily there. So I just want to point out that since the game has started, Exorcism has not been used.
Exactly. I
16
mean,
minutes
I
into
called
the
it in that
game.
fight. He had Exorcism. Decided to use the Spirit Siphon twice, but yeah.
So he's gone for the Veil of Discord over something like the Hood of Defiance and Medallion. I would lean towards itemizing Death Prophet a bit defensively. Veil is not really the item you want to buy on Death Prophet unless in extremely situational cases.
Yeah.
Because you need to survive a Death Prophet. Damage comes naturally in the form of Exorcism and Spirit Siphon and Crypt Swarm. So
So
building Veil is sort of, I would say, it's a bit of a waste.
So I think
money.
Veil is an item that comes from a couple of patches ago, where
Yep.
Spirit Siphon did a lot more magical damage.
No, it used to deal pure damage at one point, and then it got changed to magical.
Yeah, but a
Yeah.
couple of patches ago, I mean, this is really long ago. This is last year,
Yeah.
before 7.00, I think. Everyone was building Veil on the Death Prophet,
Yeah.
just to get more out of that Spirit Siphon. But yeah, I agree with you. This time around, I'd like to see him Yules into an Aeon Disc, maybe a Solar Crest, just to keep the armor going versus the Lycan, just to amplify the physical damage coming out from the Exorcism. But yeah, Akatsuki, they're going to group up, and the problem is they're grouping up with a network disadvantage, and this is for a tower that's.
And
mean,
look at
it
what
sure
Reckoning
get-
Infinity are doing. Just look at them. They're just getting Roshan on the back of this. They don't
Yeah.
care about this offlane tower. Like
Absolutely.
there's no significance to them. They're just gonna get Roshan and they're gonna be able to claim 2 more towers for the one that Akatsuki is taking. Now they don't have Exorcism. They do have the Silence ulti, but that's about it. Most of the fighting power is in the Death Prophet. And look at them, I don't know why they're trying to smoke her. They really should just be tucking tails and running back. You can't fight into a lineup with Lycan, Kaido, and all these big
I mean-
ultimates without
So
having Exorcism.
what do? You defend your tier 2, or you wait for
Yeah, you
Reckoning
just
to come
try to
high ground?
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing left to do at this point in the draft. You can't really go out and feed
Well,
them a bunch of
Cock,
more
he's
kills.
gonna find the Witch Stalkers avalanche a
huh?
bit off the mark.
Okay. I
Okay.
mean, well, CSF is gonna be feeling happy about that.
Yeah,
Not
but
too
they're gonna
happy,
chase
he's
the
lost the
Dreamy
ward.
at mid though. They've got the Drum Charge, they've got the Void,
Boy.
and yeah, good luck staying alive with that Veil of Discord, friend.
Yeah, Moon, he's
I-
just on a roll. He has a Manta style, has a Drum of Endurance. He's not too worried about anything
Wait,
that happens
what?
to him.
Cock?
I
Okay.
have no clue what Kark is trying to do. I think he wanted to catch the Witch Doctor and toss him back.
But
But he only
from
got the
where?
avalanche
From a
charge.
tier 3 to past the tier 2?
Yeah. I mean, toss range is not that big, buddy. It's big, but not that big.
It's okay. He's sending a strong message here. And they
Yeah, oh,
smoke under the vision of the tier 2. But up top,
Madara.
Lifestealer, Madara needs to be careful. His rage is wearing off. They got the Winter's Curse and they want to control him. Kark will go in. This time the Avalanche won't miss. The Global Silence is there, but it's not going to keep Madara alive. Barrow Strike coming out from 369, not doing too much. The Maldic and the cast did bounce around, but Moon doesn't give a damn. He's got the Flak Cannon. He's just running deep into the base. And why not? He's got the Aegis. The 3-toss will claim the life of the Witch Doctor. Well, 369 with the Barrow Strike hopes to stay alive. But they've got detection, they've got true sight, and they're possibly gonna get a tier 3 tower as well. Reckoning
Yeah, I mean,
Infinity.
they're not stopping this push. Reckoning Infinity, Akatsuki, they don't
I think
have the
they're
tools
ending
to
the
do
game
that.
here. They're gonna toss back Dreamy once more.
Oh boy.
Throws out the silence, but he's probably gonna end up dying. They did manage to find Kark, the Urn, and the Wolves giving chase.
Oh,
Dreamy,
the
Spirit
keeps him
Siphon.
alive.
Okay,
He's gonna be
he's
okay.
gonna stay alive.
Yeah, but he's still gonna end up losing his tracks. Age is still on the gyrocopter and has a lot of time to go. With the Manta style, Moon is not gonna be affected by the global silence. He's gonna be able to purge it off instantly. You have the Winter Wyvern to heal your Lycan back up, and
They've
really how to
still-
stop this push.
They've still got the Aegis.
They have one fight in them. They need to get a good epicenter.
Well, they're going in. Exorcism committed. Barrow Strike is there. No epicenter just yet, but it was an Infest Bomb. They're trying to deal with the Winter Wyvern first, but they lost their Death Prophet. Madara, how much can he do? He's got a armlet. He's got a Mithril Hammer, but that's about it. The Death Ward committed. The Barrow Strike on to do. Akatsuki are trying their best to hold on. The Death Ward doing a fair amount of work, but Ai's still alive. He turns towards the Witch Doctor, brings him down, and Akatsuki had enough. GG, well played is the call.
I mean, it seems like each time we talk about how close teams are, we just end up contradicting ourselves, and one team just ends up stomping the
Absolutely.
other. This time it was
Absolutely.
Reckoning Infinity. Hopefully next time Akatsuki put up a fight.
Yeah.
They need to look back in this and sort of see what they did wrong. I think it was partially them not playing around the Death Prophet as much as they should. And also, sort of, they had to try to pressure the Lycan. You can't just give him a free lane and sort of expect to deal with him when you have all these farm-dependent cores like
Right.
Lifestealer and Sand King.
Right. Anyway, folks, that's it as far as the Dota part of the broadcast is concerned for the day. My name is Vivek. With me is Floki. You can find us on our social media. The ESL India Premiership runs throughout the year, so do hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel so that you get notifications every time we go live. We're going to throw it over to Wagish and Angela to break down this game for you folks. Enjoy.
Alright, and Reckoning Infinity taking that win for themselves and securing their first win in the ESL India Premiership summer season. Akatsuki, meanwhile, they will have to make sure that they don't repeat the mistakes they have made in this game. They did go with a very steady draft. They could have taken this game, but a few mistakes here and there always cost the team a lot. Don't worry, guys, we have a lot more games for you guys starting from tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. IST. We will go live with Clash Royale, Counter-Strike, and DOTA 2. This whole event is brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, and organized by Nodwin Gaming. I'm your host, co-host, Angela, and I will see you all tomorrow.